Hey folks, I wanted to just briefly give you an overview of our classroom and our syllabus so that you will know what to expect this semester and you'll have everything that you need to do well. So this is our Blackboard classroom. By the time you log in on the first day of class, there should be a lovely little welcome announcement right there. And I do post announcements pretty regularly. So this is where you will go when you first click on our class. This is where it will take you. And then we're just going to kind of go over all of the different tabs on the left here. This top one right here is the syllabus. We're going to look at that in just a minute because I want to go over the syllabus in depth with you. Like I said, this is the announcements button. Anytime you click it, it will take you back to the announcements. Then underneath that, here's some just general information about me along with my email address. So that's a quick way to get a hold of me. And then underneath that, this is probably the most important button in the whole course. This is your assignments. And if you click on this button, you can see that I have broken down your assignments into individual weeks. So everything that you will need for a particular week is in that week's folder. So if we want to just pick one and look at it, every week when you log in, I give you a checklist. This is what you're going to be working on that week, and you can just go down that list so that you know that you have done everything that you need to do. So we're going to be asynchronous. That means you don't have to log on at a particular time to view the lecture. I have previously recorded all of the lectures for you so that you can view them at a time that works best for you. So for example, this week, this is week 3, we're going to be talking about appeals, logical fallacies, and then we're going to be talking about your research argument essay. So you'll just click these and it will take you to a YouTube video just like this. I'm going to pause it so it doesn't start talking, but this is what it looks like. The lecture videos are usually about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you have readings. So this is a section from the novel Night that we're reading. And then you have 2 articles for the week. Most weeks I give you a TED Talk that correlates with what we're talking about. So that's what this is here. Then you have a discussion board and a reading journal, and then an assignment for the week. This link right here is a submission link for an assignment from the previous week that I give you a little bit of extra time on. And since on week 3, yes, I just wanted to make sure, we're talking about your argument research essay. In addition to a lecture video about it, for every essay project I ask you to do, I give you an instruction sheet. So here you have a description of the assignment, how I want it broken down, you have the requirements, you have a little essay checklist so that you know you are completing all of the elements of the assignment. So anytime I give you a new essay assignment, we have 3 this semester, you'll get one of those instruction sheets. So this is what your weeks will look like. We do have discussion boards on some weeks, and you have reading journals on most weeks. And so you will always be able to access those through your weekly folder. But if you just want to, like, say, go straight to the discussion board, you can just jump over there and look at that. One of the things I do want to point out is this first discussion board right here is just a class discussion board. If you have a comment, a question, a concern, anything like this, post it here. Hopefully you can answer some of your classmates' questions. I also check it pretty regularly, so I'll jump on and answer questions. But if you know the answer to a question, feel free to help your classmates out. And then you have grades right here. So you can click this, you can kind of look through and see what our assignments are going to be for this semester. I do want to make note that this top column weighted total, that's how you're doing in the class. I'm not sure why there's 2 weighted totals in this one, but it's always that top column. So sometimes students see the total and it's a number of points like 700 out of 1,000. Because all of the points aren't weighted the same, that's not necessarily an accurate description of how you're doing in class, but this weighted total right here will give you a percentage like 91% and a letter grade like A, so you know exactly how you're doing in the class. In addition to that, you have a help button. This is the help desk. You also have some resources for Dallas College here, Ask a Librarian, stuff like that. These are tools if you ever need to access, in addition to like the discussion board in the journal, like emails or anything like that. All of that is here. Most of this we won't really be using this semester, but if you need any of it, it's here. Blackboard Collaborate is how we will meet face-to-face. If you have a question and you want to meet with me live at a specific time that we can set up. But other than us meeting together, if you want to set an appointment, we probably won't be using Collaborate a whole lot. And then Blackboard Help is just kind of a link for you to use if you're struggling with some sort of Blackboard technical issue. And then down here, resources from Professor P or Professor Plyman. These are just things that I have put in here for you if you want to use them. There's some grammar resources, some MLA resources. This document is just a great little document to help you use to evaluate your sources. Here is a video on MLA formatting, and then down here at the bottom are all 3 of the essay instruction sheets that we will be using this semester. So they are in your weekly folders, but they're also here if you don't remember which week it was and you don't want to dig through the folders to find them. So this is kind of what our class looks like. Now we're going to go over to syllabus, and this is the syllabus for the course. I'm going to look at it in just a second, but before we do that, I just want to show you this course schedule. So this column right here is what we'll be talking about in the lecture videos that week, or what you will be reading about. These are the specific things that you will be reading, and these are the assignments that you will be doing each week. So obviously an 8-week class is accelerated a little bit, but most of these things shouldn't take you too long to complete. So but you'll always know like what is next week going to look like. So I really recommend printing this off and just using it as kind of like a to-do list or a checklist. If you're anything like me and you like to stay organized, as you go through these readings or assignments, you can just scratch them off or highlight them so that you know what you have done for the week. But this is just a breakdown so you can see what each week will look like. And then over here, we have our course syllabus. Hopefully you're familiar with the look of the syllabus because most of your courses should have syllabuses that look like this, but this just gives you some information about the course, office hours are by appointment only. Here's my email address. That's definitely the easiest way to get into contact with me. Here's the last day to withdraw if that's something that you need to know. And then there's just some great information in here about the course and the objectives of the course and what hopefully you will learn in the course. So everything that I am going to ask you to read, I will provide in the course. We are going to read a novel called Night, and if you want to purchase a hard copy of it, you certainly can, but you do not have to. You will also read a graphic novel of your choice for the visual analysis essay, but that is also not something that you have to purchase. The library has some, your city library has some, there's some that you can download online that are free resources. So there's definitely no money that you have to spend for this course. Okay, let's go down here, and on page 3, this is how your final grade will be determined. So like I said earlier, you're going to have 3 major essay projects. in this class, a visual analysis essay, a literary analysis essay, and an argument research essay. Each of those essays are worth 20% of your overall grade. So that's a pretty good chunk. So you know ahead of time, here's the little due dates for those essays. When they're due, you definitely want to prioritize finishing these essays. In addition to that, you have a final exam, which will be worth 10% of your overall grade. And then those daily assignments, your discussion boards, your reading journals, peer editing, stuff like that, that is worth 30% of your overall grade. And the due dates for those are going to vary because we have several assignments due throughout the course of the semester. And then obviously down here, the grade breakdowns are just like you would expect in any standard course. 90 and above is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and anything below a 60 is an F. So let's talk about attendance briefly. This is an online course, so I will take attendance on a weekly basis. So if you are participating in the class, showing up in your discussion boards, turning in assignments, then everything should be fine. If there is a week that you are not present in our online class, then you will not get credit for your attendance that week. In addition to the attendance policy, there's a late work policy here. Late work assignments will be penalized at 15% past the due date. There are some assignments that can't be made up, like peer editing and tests. So just make sure that you're staying on top of everything. But if you have some sort of emergency or crisis or something is happening in your life, please let me know as soon as possible so that we can work something out. So for example, if you know that you're going to be out of town, just let me know as soon as you know so that we can figure out a different game plan for your assignments. Almost everything can be turned in early. So there's also some information on the Writing Center and the online writing lab. There is the academic integrity policy in here. Please do not submit somebody else's work. Do not copy something off the internet and submit it as your own. Everything that you turn in this semester will be run through a plagiarism checker. So just please submit your own work. Really what I am interested in is what you have to say about these topics. If you fail to cite the source of borrowed material, you will receive an F on or a 0 on that assignment. If it happens more than once in a course, you will fail the course and this will be reported to the dean. And this is a college-wide policy. So please make sure that you are turning in your own work. In addition to that, we will be doing progress reports this semester. So you're going to receive a progress report that just kind of lets you know how you're doing in the class. But like I showed you earlier on the gradebook, you can always look at that and know, at any moment in time how you're doing. And then this link right here will go to the institutional policies so that you can read all of those. And then this last thing in the syllabus is just the course schedule. And this is the exact same course schedule that we have in our classroom shell that I just showed you. So you can either print it off here or print it off there. Either one, it's the same schedule. So you kind of know what to expect. Okay, so that is our course. If you have any questions about anything, if you have comments, concerns, anything like that, feel free to send me an email. And like I said, you'll see an announcement up here when you log on that first day of class that will give you just a little bit more information about everything. I'm always here and I'm always happy to help. I'm just an email away. You guys have a great semester.